Hey guys, today's lesson is on time. I wanted to do a little quick review. We used to talk about time like every day when we were meeting, and it kind of fell off. So I want to review and revisit some of the things that we've learned. So let's start with the clock, okay? These are the hands. This is the hour hand and this is a minute hand, okay? The hour hand points to the bigger numbers inside the clock, right? There are 24 hours in a day. The long hand is the minute hand, okay? The minute hand points to each tick in between our hour hands, okay? Now there are 5 minutes in between each hour hand here. So if we're looking at our clock, okay, if the minute hand is pointed to the 12 and the hour hand is pointed to a number, we would say o'clock. So for example, this is 2 o'clock. If we moved it down, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, and this is 12 o'clock. When you see both hands pointing to the 12, that is 12 o'clock. Now, we have said there are 5 minutes in between each hour hand, okay? This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Do you see the hand that has 5 fingers? So if there are 5 here, there are 5 more here, then that would be 10, 5 more, 15, 5 more, 20, 5 more, 25, 5 more is 30, 5 more, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, and this would be the 60th minute because there are 60 minutes in an hour. All right, so half of 60 is 30. So 30 minutes into an hour, we would say, is half an hour. Now, look, talking about fractions the other day with some of you, you can see half is of the clock there. Let's see. Boop. See? So half an hour. All right, so if your minute hand is pointing to the 6 and your hour hand is pointing to an hour, and actually if it is at a 6, that means it's halfway through an hour. That means your hour hand would be pointed halfway between 2 hours. So at 1:30, your hour hand would not be directly at the 1 because you're 30 minutes into your hour. So it's halfway between 1 o'clock and 2 o'clock. Okay, the same here. Let's do another example. If my hour hand was pointed here between the 3 and the 4, and my minute hand is pointed to the 6, that's half the hour, you would look at the hour before it. So when it's between 2 numbers, you look at the smaller number. So it's 3:30. Sometimes that can be confusing to know which hour to go in. Well, you're not to the 4 o'clock hour yet. You're still in between. So you're still traveling between this hour, this third hour of the day. Okay, so moving on here. So that was to the hour and to the half hour. Now we're going to talk about to the quarter of an hour. Okay, a quarter of an hour. So remember, every 15 minutes is a quarter of an hour. And remember that a quarter is 1/4 of a fraction. Okay, remember our fractions that we were talking about the other day? So you can see that there. So if your hour hand is pointed to your 12 and your minute hand is pointed to your 15, which really would be slightly over, okay, this would read 12:15. Or you could say a quarter past 12. Both would say, both mean the same thing, okay? So if I keep my minute hand at the 15 minutes into an hour, you could see here this would be 1:15, 2:15, 3:15, 4:15, 5:15, 6:15, 7:15, 8:15, 9:15, 10:15, 11:15. So there we went around the whole clock. Okay, so if you're 15 minutes after an hour, you'd say a quarter past. Now let's fast forward our clock into time. If our minute hand is pointing to the 9, okay, that's 45 minutes into the hour, which means since there are 60 minutes in an hour, there are only 15 more minutes until the next hour. So we would say here a quarter past. Maybe I should write that for you. So this was, this is a quarter past. And this, we would say a quarter till. Quarter till the next hour, okay? A quarter until the next hour. So quarter past the hour, quarter till the hour. So that would look more like this. So if we would say, if our clock looked like this, okay? Now notice it's not quite to the 1 o'clock hour yet, right? It's still in between the 12 and the 1. So if it's in between, you still go to the hour before because you're not quite in that hour yet. And looking at your clock, if you are at, if this is 12:45, that means you have 15 minutes to the next hour. So you could say it is 12:45, or you could say it is a quarter till 1 because it's 15 minutes until 1 o'clock. So as the time travels, okay, our minutes are going to go, but our hand is going to go, our hour hand is going to go as well. And then after the 15 minutes, then the clock would look like that, where the hour hand is directly on the 1 and the minute hand is directly on the 12. Okay. So that was your quick little review and lesson on minutes. Now, remember, now counting to the minute, okay, is a little more difficult because you have to really count each notch in between, each tick mark, right? So look here. Here our hour hand is in between the 1 and the 2, the first and the second hour, but it's closer to the first hour still. And our minute hand, it's in between the 3 and the 4. So if we know that that there are 5 minutes in between each hour hand, we would say this is 5, 10, 15. Then we'd add on after we get to 15 because we're not quite yet to 20. So we'd say 16, 17, 18. So it's really 1:18. And we would write that this way. 1:18. Okay. Now let's try another one. So if let's say time passes, okay. And let's see, I'm going to move my hour hand just to make it more interesting. All right. Yeah, that looks good. Okay. So now looking at this time, again, we'd read our hour hand first. So our hour hand is in between the 5th hour and the 6th hour. So when you're in between 2 hours, you stay within the hour before. So we would say this is 5 o'clock because you're not yet to the 6 o'clock. Okay. And then we'd have to count our minutes. Well, I don't want to go 1, 2, 3, 4. That's going to take forever. So we're going to count by 5s until we get here, and then we'll count by 1s. So we'd say 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35. Then this would be 36, 37, 38. So we would say it is 5:38. Oop, there you go. Now you can see that a little bit better. Okay, 5:38. All right, so that is your quick lesson on reading time. All right, we're going to have some questions and other things that I will post on there for you to answer. But this one, I just wanted you to listen and review. We're going to do a lot of reviewing for the rest of the school year so that all the information that we downloaded into your brain earlier this year really sticks and stays in there, and then you'll be great and good to go for the next year. So I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you so much. Bye.